Hey, what's going on, everybody? Matt here, aka Malgard93, and this is going to be your definitive guide, all in one, how to survive in Ultraspace in Minecraft Pixelmon version 7.0.1. Alright, so let's get started, shall we? So, I've done a lot of research into Ultraspace and figured out. First off, this is a bunch of supplies that you're going to want to need. You're going to want to have your own PC. That's the first thing you're going to want to have on you at all times. You're going to want to be able to access, Pokemon and stuff like that. Next, you're going to want to have a water bucket. You'll see why later. Always going to want to have a water bucket. A sword of any sort, because there are some hostile mobs like shulkers and blazes in there. Obviously a pickaxe, some building blocks, and obviously hostile mobs. You're gonna want armor. A crafting table just in case, and obviously food. And the shulker box for obvious reasons. Now, whatchamacallit? You may be wondering what's so great about Ultraspace. Well, and you haven't played any of the 7th generation games, which is when Ultraspace was introduced. It introduced Pokemon called Ultra Beasts. And Ultra Beasts live in Ultraspace, and it is the only place to get them. These all right here, except for that Mega Magnetric right there, these are all Ultra Beasts. And the only place you can get them is in Ultraspace. So, starting here with Niligo, it only spawns in the Ultra Deep Sea biome, which is a great biome to go to. I've come across a lot of these during my playthrough, and you get extremely rich. You can find diamond blocks in these biomes, and the trees are literally made of coal blocks. I mean, I have, just stacks and stacks of coal blocks from just harvesting, and you can find diamond blocks and lapis blocks, just from, harvesting in an ultra deep sea. So, yeah, it'll be pretty obvious when you're in an ultra deep sea. Let's go to the next, this is a Ultraspace specific biome. So, let's go to the next Ultraspace specific biome, which is the Ultra Forest, which may not look like much, but basically it's just, acacia trees that are built with oak wood. And what spawns here is Kartana. My Kartana doesn't seem to want to come out and play unless it's on top of the trees. No. Let's see. I'll show you what Kartana looks like. This here is Kartana. It's the smallest of all the Ultra Beasts. It's a grass steel type, and Niligo right there is a rock poison type. It's a grass steel type. It's pretty usable, and I'll probably do guides on all these guys if that's something you're interested in later on. But for now, let's just focus on the topic at hand. So yeah, Kartana spawns here in Ultra Forests, which are basically just clusters of acacia-looking trees made out of oak. Next is the Ultra Jungle, which is basically, just a jungle made, that's in Ultraspace. That's it. And there you'll find Buzzwole. Buzzwole is a bug fighting type, much like Heracross. Alright? And I should also mention that all Ultra Beasts have the same ability, Beast Boost. It boosts their highest stat, so that way they can end up sweeping an entire team if you let one get started. Anyways, next up is Gus Lord here. And Gus Lord is a dark dragon type, and he spawns in mesas in Ultraspace. So that's about that. Not much to go on about Gus Lord here. Nothing too special. Next up is Poipole and Naganadel. Now, Naganadel here will not spawn naturally. will not spawn naturally in Ultra Space because it evolves from Poiple. Now, in order to evolve Poiple, which you find in swamps in Ultra Space, in order to evolve Poiple, it must know Dragon Pulse. Alright, and the only way it can learn Dragon Pulse in Pixelmon is if you have the TM for Dragon Pulse, or you take it to a move relearner. Okay? So next we have Cephalon. It is a Fire Ghost type, and it spawns in sunflower fields in Ultra Space. Pretty straightforward right there. Alright? Well, actually, no. One other thing about Cephalon. I'm not entirely sure if this move has been implemented at the time of recording this, but it has a special move called, oh, I'm trying to remember, but it does half damage to it. It's, oh man, what's it called? Ah, that's right. It's a fire type move. It's called Mind Blown, and it'll do half damage to Cephalon. So you're gonna want to catch this guy quick if you run into him and he has Mind Blown. Next up, we have Celesteela. Celesteela is a steel flying type that spawns in savannas in Ultra Space. Pretty straightforward right there. And after that, we have Circuitry. Circuitry spawns in birch forests in Ultra Space. Again, pretty straightforward. Most of these guys are really straightforward where they spawn and what they can do, with the you know, exceptions being, you know, Naganadel and the 3 that spawn in their own specific biomes. Pheromosa here is and Circuitry is a pure electric type, I should say. Pheromosa here is a bug fighting type, just like Buzzwole. And yeah, she spawns in deserts. Alright, and finally, moving on to Stakataka. Stakataka here is a rock and steel type, and spawns in mutated extreme hills biomes. So yeah, this guy can be a real tank if you know, if that's your play style. Let's see, has a, oh yep, and Kartana finally decided to come out. So this is what the model for Kartana looks like. All right, so now that you've seen all that, let's cover on how to get to Ultra Space. All right, there are several different ways you can get to Ultra Space. One, you could wait for a portal to spawn while you're exploring or whatever, or you can go and catch yourself a little Cosmog. Now, Cosmog here, all right, Cosmog spawns in sunflower fields at dawn and dusk. Now, Cosmog has no offensive moves, can only splash and teleport. It can be very annoying to deal with. And also raise. Cosmog evolves into Cosmoem here. I'm out, Cosmoem. It evolves into Cosmoem at level 43. Alright, at which point you're going to want to keep training it and either evolve it during the day to get Solgaleo or Lunala. If you want Solgaleo, you want to evolve Cosmoem in the day. If you want Lunala, you want to evolve Cosmoem at night. You want to make sure it hits level 53 at whichever time, you know, for whichever form you want. Oh, geez. Get rid of this weather. Alright. So, once you have one of those, you'll be able to open up Ultra Wormholes using the external move feature. As you'll see, you can see up in the upper right hand corner, I could spawn a wormhole right there. But Solgaleo and Lunala are not the only ones that can do this. It is not mentioned in the Pixelmon Wiki at the time I'm recording this, but also the Pokemon Necrozma is capable of spawning wormholes. And Necrozma can be found in roof forests, alright, at night. So if you don't want to train up a Cosmog because Solgaleo and Lunala do not spawn, go look for a Necrozma. You won't have to train it, and you know it's in my opinion it's pretty gnarly looking. But also there's other features that go along with Necrozma, but you need a Solgaleo Lunala to do that. But that's a different video altogether. Anyways, let's have Lunala open up a wormhole for us and hop into Ultra Space, shall we? So that way we can get more of this, the bulk of this started. All right. So you fly through the wormhole. Woo! And this is Ultra Space. It is very much like the end, in respect to, due to the fact that it's a bunch of floating islands. You can find things like, as you can see, end cities with the ships, and every biome exists in this place. And you can also find nether fortresses. Coming to Ultra Space is worth it way more than just to hunt for Ultra Beasts. Alright? You can find such good loot in the end cities and the nether fortresses. You can get such good resources like diamonds and but you can also find stuff like legendary items for legendary Pokemon, like the Adamant Orb to summon Dialga and the other orbs and stuff like that. Whatchamacallit, also exclusive to Ultra Space is the Beast Ball loot, the Beast Chest, which looks like this. All right, you see that, and yeah, in that you'll find different types of Z crystals, which, if you're unfamiliar with the 7th generation, Z crystals are things that you give a Pokemon to hold that basically trigger a super move. You know, one-time use super move for a battle. You can also get Beast Balls, which currently have no recipe. I doubt they will. And maybe there'll be a vendor that eventually sells them, like in the games, for 10,000 Pokédollars a pop. But we will see about that. All right. Yeah, Beast Balls are the best way to catch Ultra Beasts. They have an enhanced catch rate when targeting an Ultra Beast, and it's just the best way to catch one. So look, right there, as you can see, that is an Ultra Deep Sea. So yeah, looking around, Ultra Space, a lot like the end, and that's kind of what you need. This is one reason why you need the water bucket. Let's switch to survival real quick. All right. All right, and you'll see gravity here is a lot less than it is in the overworld. Kind of makes it easy to, you know, travel. But you cannot fly on a Pokemon here. Let me show you. All right, I got my water bucket. Do not use an Elytra. Do not have an Elytra equipped, or try flying on your Pokemon while in Ultra Space, or at least don't try flying on them for a long period of time, because otherwise you get launched up into the air and you could possibly fall to your death. All right, and it's just, you know, real slow falling after that. So now there are several ways to also get out of Ultra Space. This is somewhere else where the wiki is also a little inaccurate, as I've done my own testing. All right. The wiki says that you'll end up right where you re-entered. This is kind of false. All right. What will happen is if you jump off, oh, like what's happening right now. Oh god. Let's get out of this. All right. Like what's happening to me right now. Game mode. Creative. All right. So, like what was had I fallen down there, I would have gone back to the relatively same area I came in at, but I would have been underground. All right. Now, if you exit through a portal that you create, like with Solgalea, Lunala, or Necrozma, wherever you create that portal, you will spawn in the corresponding coordinates. And in Ultra Space, it's 1-for-1. So wherever you're, well, it's roughly a 1-for-1. You'll be about a handful of blocks away from where you wanted to be. So, like, let's see, my coordinates are 514, 95, 224. So I would probably be at like 519, 90, and 219, something like that. All right. Now that's what would happen. Oh, and let's see. Came across Beast Ball loot. Flyenium Z. All right. So yeah, that's one of the Z crystals I told you can get, and they're also really good for, to my knowledge so far, it's the only place, Ultra Space is also the only place where you can find the memory discs for the legendary Pokemon Silvally. So in that respect, it is a very useful place, to come to. Again, for resources, it's great, just overall. And oh, one other thing, I have fog turned off right now. In Ultra Space, typically there is a lot of fog. All right, to get around this, you could do just what I did and turn off fog. If you're up for a challenge, you could just, leave the fog on, or if you still want a challenge but don't want to challenge yourself so much, you can get safety goggles. All right, if you find you beat a boss or whatever and get safety goggles, you can put those in your head slot and look very fashionable. F5. Look very fashionable wearing your safety goggles not over your eyes and being able to see through clearer smog and fog and everything. Yeah. So I think that just about does it. So yeah, that'll be the guide. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I have traveled through Ultra Space extensively, done a lot of research to try and put this together for you, and I hope this really helps. All right, because this place can be a bit tricky at first and hard to get a hold of, and you could die a lot at first. I know I did. So thank you all very much for watching. Insert the typical YouTuber crap here, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!